Picture this: March 18th, 1990, Boston, Massachusetts. It's 1:24 a.m. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum sits quiet in the darkness, a stunning Venetian-style palace filled with priceless art. Inside are works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas, Manet, masterpieces worth hundreds of millions of dollars, protected by security systems and guards. Two men in police uniforms approach the side entrance. They ring the buzzer. A security guard looks through the monitor. The men say there's been a report of a disturbance. They need to come inside and investigate. The guard hesitates. It's past 1 a.m., but they're police officers. He buzzes them in. The two men enter. Within seconds they overpower the guards. They handcuff them. They duct tape their eyes, mouths, and wrists. They take the guards to the basement and chain them to pipes. "You'll be all right," one of them says. "We'll tell someone where you are in a couple of days." Then they walk through the museum, calmly, methodically. They know exactly what they want. They go straight to specific paintings. They cut canvases from their frames with knives. They smash glass cases. They grab sculptures and ancient artifacts. For 81 minutes, they move through the museum, selecting pieces with precision. At 2:45 a.m., they leave. They load their stolen treasures into a car and vanish into the night. The guards remain chained in the basement until staff arrive in the morning, over 7 hours later. When investigators arrive and take inventory, they discover what's been stolen: 13 pieces of art, including works by Rembrandt and Vermeer, two of the greatest painters in history. The total estimated value $500 million, the largest art heist in history. And 35 years later, not a single piece has been recovered. The paintings are still missing. The thieves were never caught. The case remains unsolved. This is the story of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, the greatest art theft in history, the masterpieces that vanished, the decades-long investigation, and the tantalizing clues that have led nowhere. A $500 million mystery that has haunted the art world for over 3 decades. Let me take you through the night of the heist, the art that was stolen, the theories about who did it, and why, 35 years later, the paintings are still missing. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum is not your typical museum. It's a personal collection, a palace, and a love letter to art, all built by one extraordinary woman. Isabella Stewart Gardner was born in 1840 in New York to a wealthy family. She married John Lowell Gardner Jr., a Boston businessman, and became part of Boston high society. But Isabella was unconventional. She traveled the world. She collected art obsessively. She befriended artists, writers, and musicians. She threw lavish parties. She scandalized Boston's conservative elite with her boldness. When her husband died in 1898, Isabella decided to build a museum to house her art collection. She designed it herself, a Venetian-style palazzo with a stunning central courtyard, filled with flowers, fountains, and sculptures. Every room was carefully curated, every painting placed exactly where she wanted it. The museum opened in 1903. Isabella lived on the top floor until her death in 1924. In her will, she made one ironclad demand: nothing in the museum could ever be moved, sold, or changed. Every painting, every sculpture, every piece of furniture had to remain exactly as she arranged it. If anyone violated this rule, the entire collection would be sold and the museum dissolved. This unusual stipulation means that today, 35 years after the heist, empty frames still hang on the walls where stolen paintings once were. The museum cannot replace them. The spaces remain empty, a haunting reminder of what was lost. By 1990, the Gardner Museum housed one of the finest private art collections in the world, and on March 18th that collection became the target of the largest art heist in history. March 18th, 1990. It's the early hours of the morning, just after 1 a.m. Boston is quiet. The museum's 2 night security guards are on duty. Rick Abath, 23 years old, a musician and aspiring writer working the night shift, and Randy Hestand, a day security supervisor filling in for the night. At 1:24 a.m., the buzzer rings at the side entrance. Abath looks at the security monitor. He sees 2 men in police uniforms standing outside. They say they're responding to a report of a disturbance on the museum grounds. Abath hesitates. Museum policy is clear: never let anyone in after hours, not even police, without verifying the call with supervisors. But these are police officers. They're in uniform. They look legitimate. Abath makes a decision. He buzzes them in. The moment the 2 men enter, everything changes. One of them looks at Abath and says, "You look familiar. I think we have a warrant for your arrest." It's a ruse. Abath, confused, steps away from the security desk. The other guard, Hestand, comes to see what's happening. The 2 fake cops immediately overpower both guards. They handcuff them. They wrap duct tape around their heads, covering their eyes and mouths. They take them to the basement and handcuff them to pipes. One of the thieves says, "Don't worry, "This is just a robbery. You'll be all right. We'll tell someone where you are." The guards are left there, helpless, in the dark basement. Upstairs, the two thieves begin their work. For the next 81 minutes, the thieves move through the museum. They are not frantic. They are not smashing everything in sight. They are methodical, selective. They know what they want. They go to the Dutch room on the second floor. They remove Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, Rembrandt's only known seascape. They cut it from its frame with a knife. They take Rembrandt's A Lady and Gentleman in Black. They grab a small Rembrandt self-portrait etching. They take a Vermeer, The Concert, one of only 34 known Vermeer paintings in the world. They go to the short gallery. They take 5 drawings by Edgar Degas. They smash a glass case and take a bronze eagle finial from a Napoleonic flagpole. They take a bronze beaker from ancient China. They go to the blue room. They take Edouard Manet's Chez Tortoni, a small painting of a man in a top hat. They move through the museum calmly, taking their time. Security footage shows motion detector triggers throughout the building, indicating their path, but there are no cameras recording video, only motion sensors. At 2:45 a.m., after 81 minutes, the thieves leave. They carry 13 pieces of art out of the museum. They load them into a vehicle, likely a car or van, and drive away. The guards remain handcuffed in the basement. They hear nothing. They have no idea how long they've been there, or if the thieves are gone. Finally, at 8:15 a.m., museum staff arrive for the day. They notice the side door is unlocked. They find the guards still handcuffed in the basement. Police are called. The FBI arrives, and the inventory begins. 13 pieces are missing. The estimated value, $500 million. The most valuable items stolen include The Concert by Johannes Vermeer, estimated at $200 million. It's one of only 34 known Vermeer paintings. It shows 3 figures playing music. It is the most valuable stolen painting in the world. The Storm on the Sea of Galilee by Rembrandt is estimated at $100 million. It's Rembrandt's only seascape. It shows a ship in a violent storm, Jesus calming the sea, a masterpiece. A Lady and Gentleman in Black by Rembrandt is estimated at $100 million. It's a double portrait, exquisitely detailed. Chez Tortoni by Edouard Manet is estimated at $20 million. A small painting but iconic. 5 drawings by Edgar Degas are collectively worth tens of millions, plus a Chinese beaker, a bronze eagle, and a Rembrandt self-portrait etching. Total 13 pieces, $500 million, gone. The FBI immediately launched one of the largest art theft investigations in history. The case was assigned to the FBI's art crime team. Over the decades, they've followed thousands of leads. They've interviewed suspects. They've offered rewards. But 35 years later, they have no arrests and no recovered artwork. Here's what investigators know and don't know about the heist. The thieves knew the museum's security weaknesses. The Gardner Museum had outdated security in 1990. No cameras recording video, only motion detectors. The thieves exploited this. The thieves acted like they knew what they wanted. They went straight to specific paintings. They didn't wander randomly. This suggests prior knowledge or planning. The thieves were not art experts. Despite their apparent planning, they made odd choices. They stole a Rembrandt seascape worth $100 million, but left a much more valuable Titian painting hanging nearby. They took relatively minor Degas sketches, but ignored masterpieces in other rooms. This suggests they were following a shopping list, possibly stealing to order for a specific buyer. The thieves cut canvases from frames rather than taking frames. This is common in art heists because it makes transport easier, but it also damages the paintings. The security guard, Rick Abath, has been scrutinized for decades. Why did he let the fake cops in? Was he involved? Abath has always maintained his innocence. He says he made a mistake, a judgment error. The FBI has never charged him, but suspicions linger. What investigators don't know is who the thieves were. No solid suspects have ever been publicly named. No arrests have been made. Where are the paintings? Despite decades of searching, not a single piece has been recovered, not even fragments. Who ordered the heist? Art thefts of this scale are often commissioned by wealthy collectors or organized crime groups, but no one has come forward. No one has tried to ransom the art. No one has been caught trying to sell it. Why did the thieves take what they took? The selection of pieces is bizarre. Valuable items were ignored. Less valuable items were taken. Why? Over 35 years, theories have emerged about who stole the art and why. For years, investigators focused on Boston's Irish mob, particularly members of the Patriarca crime family. In the early 2000s, the FBI believed they had identified the thieves' 2 mob associates who died in 2015, but no evidence directly links them to the crime, and no art has been recovered. Some believe the mob stole the art to use as leverage, bargaining chips in criminal cases, or to negotiate reduced sentences. But if true, why hasn't anyone come forward? Some experts believe the heist was a commission theft. A wealthy, unethical collector wanted specific pieces and hired professionals to steal them. The paintings now hang in a private collection somewhere, never to be seen publicly again. This theory is plausible. Stolen art is notoriously difficult to sell on the open market because it's too recognizable. But a private collector who never intends to sell could enjoy the art in secret. A darker theory suggests the paintings were damaged or destroyed shortly after the theft. The thieves cut the canvases roughly from their frames, possibly causing irreparable harm. The art may have been hidden improperly, exposed to moisture or temperature fluctuations, and deteriorated. It's possible the thieves realized the art was unsellable and destroyed it. This theory is heartbreaking for art lovers. If true, Vermeer's The Concert and Rembrandt's Storm on the Sea of Galilee are gone forever. Some investigators suspect the heist involved inside help. How else did the thieves know the museum's security weaknesses? How did they know which pieces to take? Suspicion has fallen on Rick Abbott, the guard who let them in. But Abbott has never been charged. He passed multiple polygraph tests. He's maintained his innocence for 35 years. Still, the question remains, was someone feeding the thieves information? Some believe the art still exists, hidden somewhere, waiting. Perhaps the original thieves died, and the art is sitting in a storage unit, an attic, or a basement, its location lost to time. Perhaps someone will stumble upon it decades from now. This has happened before. Stolen art has been recovered 50, 60, even 100 years after theft. In 2013, the FBI announced a major breakthrough. They said they knew who the thieves were. They believed the art had been taken to Connecticut and Philadelphia in the years after the heist. They offered a $5 million reward for information leading to recovery. But then nothing. No arrests. No recovered art. The FBI hasn't publicly named suspects. The investigation continues, but progress seems stalled. In recent years, some investigative journalists and amateur sleuths have dug into the case, proposing new theories, but the FBI remains tight-lipped. Today, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum still displays empty frames where the stolen paintings once hung. Visitors walk through the Dutch room and see the empty gilded frame where Rembrandt's Storm on the Sea of Galilee used to be. They see the empty space where Vermeer's The Concert once hung. It's haunting, a visual reminder of absence, of loss, of a crime that was never solved. The museum offers a $10 million reward for information leading to the recovery of the art in good condition. It's one of the largest rewards ever offered, but no one has claimed it. The stolen paintings are now among the most famous missing artworks in the world. They've been featured in documentaries, podcasts, books, and articles. The heist is legendary in the art world, both for its audacity and for its enduring mystery. Every few years a tip comes in. Someone claims to know where the art is. Investigators follow up, and the lead goes nowhere. The cycle repeats. Some believe the paintings are still in the United States, hidden in a private collection. Others think they were smuggled overseas, perhaps to Europe, Asia, or the Middle East, where they sit in the vault of a billionaire who will never show them to the world. Still others believe the paintings were destroyed long ago, lost forever to carelessness or panic. The truth is no one knows, and unless someone comes forward we may never know. Let's talk about the victims. Not human victims. The guards survived unharmed physically, but the victims are the artworks themselves, masterpieces that took years to create, that survived centuries, that brought joy and beauty to millions of people. Now they're gone. Perhaps destroyed, perhaps hidden in darkness, never to be seen again. The Concert by Vermeer is one of only 34 paintings by the Dutch master known to exist. Vermeer died in 1675. His works are incredibly rare. Each one is a treasure. The Concert shows three figures, two women and a man playing music in an interior. The light, the detail, the intimacy. It's breathtaking, and it's been missing for 35 years. Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee was painted in 1633. It shows the biblical story of Jesus calming a storm, while his disciples panic in a boat. It's Rembrandt's only seascape. It's dramatic, powerful, emotional. The waves crash, the sky churns, the figures struggle. It's a masterpiece of Baroque art, and no one has seen it since 1990. These paintings aren't just valuable because of their price tags. They're valuable because they're irreplaceable. Rembrandt can't paint another seascape. Vermeer can't create another concert scene. They're dead. These works are finite, and now they're gone.
That's what makes this case so tragic.
It's not just about money. It's about culture, history, beauty, legacy. These paintings belong to humanity, and someone stole them, someone hid them, someone may have destroyed them. And we may never get them back. March 18, 1990. Two men in fake police uniforms walked into the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. 81 minutes later, they walked out with $500 million in art, 13 masterpieces, including works by Rembrandt and Vermeer, two of the greatest artists who ever lived. 35 years later, not a single piece has been recovered. Not one suspect has been charged. The FBI knows more than they're saying, but they haven't made an arrest. The paintings remain missing. Somewhere in the world, Vermeer's The Concert exists, or it did once. Maybe it's hanging in a billionaire's secret gallery. Maybe it's rotting in a storage unit, forgotten. Maybe it was destroyed decades ago. We don't know, and that's what makes this case so haunting. $500 million in art, vanished into the night, empty frames on museum walls, a crime unsolved for 35 years. The greatest art heist in history, and the mystery that refuses to be solved. Two thieves, 81 minutes, 13 stolen masterpieces, $500 million, and 35 years of silence. The paintings are out there, or they were, and until someone talks, until someone comes forward, they'll remain ghosts, lost to the world, lost to history. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, the night art disappeared, and the question that haunts Boston, the FBI, and the art world: where are the paintings,